Garrett Fry, the 3D digital map painting sequence lead for the cemetery sequence, and we're taking a look at shot 1245. So let's go ahead and play that. So you can see in this shot, this is kind of a handheld camera move, moving in on this area right here. The center of the focus of this shot is right here in the center. And so this camera move has a purpose. It's moving towards something that we can see. But the thing is, with this shot, there's nothing there right now currently. And so you're going to want to fill in this space here. Basically, you're creating the purpose for this shot. And so the thing that you put in there needs to have a bit of a hero element to it. It has to have some kind of significance to it. And so that's the challenge with this shot. Also, what you can do is on this shot, you can have whatever kind of gravestone that you're putting in here on this spot to continue on this kind of dappled light idea. And so the light source is coming in from this direction, as you can see back here very clearly. And so what that gives for you is that you can at least partly do some kind of a highlight on that and kind of give it a bit of a rim light to kind of have it pop from the background here. You don't really want to get it lost in your painting here. That means that you might actually have to you'll have to see how it's implemented, but you might have to put little other indications of dappled light in other places in order to make visual sense of this highlight being there. If this highlight's here and there's no indication around it that there's dappled light, we see it over here. We don't really see it so much over here. And so you might have to go through, depending on how you put it in, might have to put in some other dappled light in some other areas. Also, in this shot, we have this area over here, and so we're going to want to take some things and fill in this space here, and this can go all the way back to the fence here. And so, but remember, your main focus is going to be this area right here in the middle. So for this shot, you are going to want to project onto geometry. So figure out your projection cameras. Typically, you're going to want to have one at the beginning of the shot and maybe a patch cam at the end of the shot, or you have two different projection cameras. It depends on how you approach this. You're going to want to then have do your paintings and then model underneath your projections, and then put those projections into Nuke and do a whole projection setup. And that's how you get the parallax, because this is a moving camera. You absolutely need parallax in the elements that you have. As to how much parallax that you have or how much detail you model into it will depend on its distance from the camera, but these absolutely need 3D geometry to be projected onto. Before starting out on the shot, it's really important to familiarize yourself with the extensive photo reference in the library. It is worthwhile to do quick matte painting concepts so you can start to understand what kind of photography works for what particular situation. Also, make sure you're utilizing the asset library, especially for those shots that require continuity between environments. These assets can be a huge help, and remember that every asset has high resolution photography, so if the asset is not high enough resolution when rendered, you can overlay it with photography.